Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Today we are going to see HTML forms. HTML forms are one of the main point of interaction between a user and a website. They allow user to send data to the websites. A form can contain input elements like text field, checkboxes, radio button, submit button and so on. A form usually contains a submit button to send the information to the server. Okay. So here we can say why forms are used. Basically, forms are essential part of the internet. Okay. As they provide a way for the website to capture information, whatever the user is providing through the form, so that the user's request can be processed. And here we say what forms contain input elements like. There are various input elements over here. We are going to see this one by one, like text field, checkboxes, radio buttons, and so on. And to submit the data to this server, we are making use of this submit button. Now, the control elements of the form is what? Very first one here is input boxes. For text and numerical entries, okay, when we want a user to input data in the form of text or any numerical value, then we make use of this input box, okay. Option buttons, also called as radio buttons, for selecting a single option from a predefined list. Okay, when we want to select like male or female, only one single option can be selected over here. That's why here we can say, in that case, we are making use of the radio button, or we are going to add radio button into our form. Next is selection list. For long list of options, usually appearing in a drop-down list box. Like you all are filling the examination forms. There are various subjects, right? And which subject you want to select. It comes under drop-down list box. So for inserting such case into your form, we are making use of drop-down list box. Next is nothing but check boxes for specifying yes or no. Text areas for extended entries that can include several lines of text. Okay. These are nothing but the input elements which we are going to take while we are creating the form, right? Next is what? HTML forms basic structure, or the syntax we can say over here. For creating the forms, we make use of this form element. This is indicating the beginning of the form, and this is indicating the end of the HTML form. And in between, we can take number of input areas. We can take number of input areas while creating a form. So this is what the simple syntax of the form. Now next here we see forms and server-based programs. Here, forms are used to collect information, as I said you. The information is then sent back to the server. Information is stored and analyzed using a program on the server. By using user access to the programs that react to user input, the web page becomes a more dynamic environment where companies and users could interact. Okay, so simple and sweet over here we can say why forms are used. So basically it is used to collect the information. And this information is sent back to the server, where the information are stored and analyzed using a program on this server. Okay, here collecting information from the server means what? Here we are making the HTML document or the web page more dynamic environment, right? We are making a web document with a feature of dynamic environment. That means what? The form is interacting with the user, we can say, right? Next, getting started. All form starts with the form tag and ends with /form tag, right? All other objects go between these two tags. The form tag has two main properties. One is method and the another one is what? Action. Method will have post or get attributes. We will see this while we are doing the practical example. And next is nothing but the action. Why action is used? This attribute specified where to send the form data when a form is submitted. Okay. Where to send a form data, right, when a form is submitted. So in this case, we need to specify the CGI script But here while explaining the example, I'm going to keep it blank or some imaginary email ID which is going to collect the form data, right? Let's go ahead. This is what? Input type, okay? Text input where type is equals to text. Let's see the examples for this, okay? Now, what is a text field? It is used to create one-line fields that viewer can type text, okay? The default width is 20 characters. And you can create field of other sizes by the value in the size option. You can limit the number of characters by the value of the max length object. Text input fields will be empty when the page loads, unless you provide an initial text string for its value option. Okay, so here when we try to insert one line of text, then we are making use of this text field. That means what? Input type is equal to text. Input type is equal to text, which allows a user to create one line field. Okay. And here the name of this text field, this is nothing but the attribute of the element input, where we are giving the name to this text, right? Text field. Next is nothing but size we can specify, and here value whenever we run a page, whenever the page is loaded onto the web browser, if we do not want that text field to be kept empty, then we need to specify something in this value attribute, right? Next. Now input examples here we are seeing a text field named text1 that is 30 characters wide. Okay. See how we are going to do this. Input type is equals to text, name is equals to text1, and size is equals to 30. Example 2, a text field name as text2 that is 30 characters wide, but will only accept 20 characters. Okay. Let's see. Input type is equals to text, name is equals to text2, size is 30, but it is going to accept only 20 characters with the help of this max length attribute of the element input type. Another example, a text field named text3 that is 40 characters wide with default value. Okay, so here you can see input type is equal to text, name is equal to text3, size is equal to 40, value is equal to we are not alone. This is going to come when the pages load. Next, password input type is equal to password we are going to provide. Basically, these are exactly the same as text input elements, except that when the viewer type in, they see bullet characters rather than the letter they are typing. Okay. Password text is scrambled during the transmission and then unscrambled when the form data is received at the server A. Here the example you can see, a password field named pass1 that is 30 characters wide. Okay, that is input type is equal to password, name is equal to pass1, and size is equal to 30. Likewise here also, but here it is going to accept 20 characters. Okay. Next is nothing but the type is equal to text area. This is how when the user want to insert more than one line, then that particular time we are going to make use of this input area where type is equal to text area. Just here you can see, okay, this is what text area, name is equal to comment, rows is equal to 6, columns is equal to 45. Okay. So here this is what the text area, when the user want to insert more than one line, then it is going to make use of this text area element, right? Next, adding control buttons. Okay,